I've been waiting way too long. Yeah, I've been down here trying to get it. Yeah, I've been waiting way too long.
This video is going to show you how to graph inequalities on a number line. Before we can graph inequalities on a number line, we need to make sure we know the inequality symbols. The first symbol that you need to know is less than. It looks like this. Then we have greater than. We also have less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. So without using variables, let's just talk about using these symbols. So if I have -3 and I have -8, -3 is greater than -8 because it is closer to 0, and those are negative numbers. If I have -5 and 0, -5 would be less than 0. If I have 6 and 6, I could say, obviously 6 is equal to 6, but also 6 is greater than or equal to 6. The reason being is because when we say greater than or equal to, we mean that this number on the left has to be one or the other. It is not possible for two numbers to be both greater than and also equal to. So again, it's just one or the other. I could say the same thing with -4 and -4. We might say that -4 is less than or equal to -4. These are true statements. And so if you're solving an inequality, you could say that that would be a solution. And we'll get to that later. So here is an example of an inequality. It says b is less than -3. And I want to graph this inequality. So I drew a number line here. And I can label this number line however I see fit or however would be best for this inequality. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 0 here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be -1, -2, -3, and so on. So if b is less than -3, then what that means is b can be any number that is less than -3. So b could be -8, b could be -6, b could be -3.5. b cannot equal -3. Why? Because -3 is not less than -3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a circle on the -3, and all of my solutions are to the left of -3. So I'm going to draw a line with an arrow to the left. So that ray, that's a ray, represents the solutions to this inequality. Again, with the open circle indicating that -3 is not a solution, but anything to the left of -3 would be a solution. Now our example is x is greater than or equal to 2. So when we graph this, we're graphing what we're saying are the solutions for x. So because x is not equal to 2, there are multiple solutions for x. So again, I'm going to label my number line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be -1, -2. So if x is greater than or equal to 2, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to color in this circle, and that's indicating that 2 is a solution because 2 is greater than or equal to 2 because it's equal. Now my solutions, the other solutions, are going to be to the right because it is greater than. So I would indicate that by this ray here. So that blue ray represents all of the solutions to x. Again, an inequality has multiple solutions, not just one solution like an equation. Here we have -4 is less than y. Now remember, when I graph, this needs to be the graph of the solutions for y. So let's think about what y could be. So the way it's read is -4 is less than y. So what does that mean? That means that y actually needs to be greater than -4. So these have the same value. Those are the same inequality. Notice that when I move the y to the left, I also flipped my inequality symbol. Y is less than -4 is not the same as what we just said. So make sure you know how to write it both ways because this is probably going to be easier to graph. So y is greater than -4, so I'm going to make this 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. So I'm going to put my open circle at -4 My solutions are greater than that, so that is to the right. It is not equal to, so the solutions do not include -4, so that circle will stay open, and that's how you would graph that.
I've been waiting way too long. Yeah.